Hey guys, how's it going? This is Mike back again with Manga Guys. And real quick, I just wanted to kind of apologize if I sounded a little nervous with the last video. I was kind of testing out the audio, recording this, and yeah. So I didn't want to come off as timid, and I don't know. I guess it kind of sounded like I was. But anyway, let's get into this video right now. I wanted to share a little bit of information with you about the manga DragonSlayer while getting a little bit of inking done. So what I'll pretty much be using right now is just microns, and my kneaded eraser and this stapler eraser that I've been kind of using off of quite often. It's a pretty good eraser. Somebody gave it to me, gave me a couple of them, and good for me. So what I'm gonna start off doing whenever I start inking or when I have a finished sketch, and I like the way my sketches look. I like the sketchy look of them, so I always scan them and everything. So right now, what I'm just gonna do is just take this kneaded eraser and mash it and do whatever I want to do with it. This is kind of a crappy one because I took a good one. Listening to Nathan, I messed up, and I took this kneaded eraser and I mixed it in with another kneaded eraser, thinking to myself, hey, this can make it be double the size and big. And then we split it down the middle, and I was like, oh, we're idiots. So anyway, basically what I'm going to do is just take it and just lightly rub it over the sketch so I can get just a lighter version of my sketch. Don't erase any significant lines or anything, just kind of go over it a couple of times, yada yada yada. Just kind of having it look the same without it being so dark, so you can kind of see what's going on a little bit, so you can definitely still see what's going on, sorry, and just be able to, I don't know, see the ink better or something like that. It just helped me personally. So yeah, anyway, what I wanted to talk to you guys about was just DragonSlayer, me and Nathan's main manga, DragonSlayer. It's pretty good, I think, personally. Yeah, pretty good. But yeah, it's kind of I guess you could say almost like a standard shonen manga, and we're both the artist and the writer, which is interesting because I've never done that before with anybody. And the story behind DragonSlayer is that DragonSlayer is a project that we started in middle school, back in 6th grade. We were like, hey, you want to make a manga? Yeah, let's go. And so we did, not knowing anything about manga. It was like, it was, oh my god, it was awful. It was the worst thing I had ever seen in my entire life. I didn't find DragonSlayer, but I did find, real quick, I just wanted to show you guys this. I did find an old drawing that I did back in middle school of a manga that I made called Bushido, or The Power of a Bushi, or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, here it is. So back then I thought this was the bee's knees, man. I was good. I could draw hands a little. I could draw pants and arms. I could draw the neck and the face and the hat. And I was like, yeah, I am the best there is in the world. Until I got something called currency. But yeah, so DragonSlayer was a project that we started a long time ago, and after we graduated in 2012, we were like, man, before we leave off to college, before we part our separate ways, let's spark DragonSlayer up for old time's sake. We're like, yeah, that's a good idea. And so we did. And then the more we thought about it, the more we were like, nah, we actually have to do this. We have to actually get it published, get it serialized, or whatever we have to do, I was like, man, this is going to be awesome. This is good. And so that's when we were born. That's when DragonSlayer was born, and we went through so many different stages with that manga. I mean, like, we were like all over the place with it. It was insane. We started out. I mean, I can't tell you how many ideas we came up with, and forgot about the next week, and had to rethink that idea for 2 weeks because we came up with a great idea and weren't smart enough to write it down. And next thing you know, whoops, the end. So yeah, and it was a lot of fun working with them, because we've been friends since like 4th grade, and it's been a time since then. But yeah, anyway, DragonSlayer is basically about the setting is an aftermath of a war, but it wasn't a war between actual humans. No, it was a war between dragons and humans, and I can't really reveal too much of what happened, but a series of events happened, and that series of events, oh dang it, led to the war. And it was a pretty bad situation, and basically it was a war of humanity to try to save humanity, and humanity lost to the dragons, and not knowing what their motives was, because the dragons were once friends, not necessarily friends. You know how you see a deer in the woods and it's like, oh, there's a deer, it's so majestic and beautiful, and it's like, people run. So and they run, something like that, I guess you could say. The relationship between human and deer is the kind of relationship there was between humans and dragons. They're not such a strange sight to see, but they weren't pets, you could say. So anyway, continuing on with the story. So a series of events happened with some strange man, and I'm not gonna go into details about that strange man, but this isn't him, Yeah, this is I'll tell you about him in a minute. So basically, anyway, what ended up happening was the dragons revolted against humankind and began killing innocent humans, some children, old women, things like that, to try to get a rise out of the humans, I guess. And getting that rise out of the humans led to the war, and they lost. And this is the setting of the aftermath, where the human race is not extinct at all, but they're like second class citizens, amongst the dragon. And when I say dragons, I don't mean, gigantic 30-foot long creatures that fly with wings. Oh, yeah, there are some like that, but to be specific, there are various shapes, forms, humanoid form, all kinds of different things like that when I talk about the dragons. And their leader is known as the Dragon King, and I'm not going to go any further into that character because he is a very complicated character. Very complicated character, and I love him to death because he's weird and he's strange and he likes strange things, and he's smart and also evil. So anyway, the war affected every human on the oh my gosh, really? Did I really just screw that up a little bit? Fixed. Anyway, I might have to just redo this. Screw that, I'm not reading this. But yeah, the war kind of really just messed with everybody's lives who was not a dragon. So yeah, and it really just screwed things up. And the main cast consists of 5 characters, and those characters are Natsume, who you will learn about soon, Mikaru, who you've already seen briefly, Bia, who you will hear about soon as well, and Reese. Those are the main cast members of DragonSlayer. And Moo the hippo. That's right, can't forget about Moo the hippo. Everybody's gonna love Moo the hippo. But he's not gonna come about until a little later on in the thing. So the main characters, the setting is on the continent called Norlease. Norlease, that's it. And Norlease is a huge continent. Like, take the size of South America, and add it to the size of Africa. And that's about how big Norlease is. So it's huge, it's gigantic. And you know, there's a lot of different places, like Mikaru is born in the Mugen Isles, which is a cluster of islands off the east. And so is this character. This character is Gin, who was Mikaru's childhood friend, until another, again, series of events that happened on the island caused him to go over to the dark side. Is that trademarked? Oh, Disney. Anyway. So, yeah. Yeah, that's about it with DragonSlayer. That I'm going to tell you for right now. Anyway. I'm just making a lot of sloppy mistakes right now. I'm not used to inking and talking. I'm usually completely silent when I'm inking. I'm like, you know, like they have to come in here and check on me in my room, like, yo, you okay? You're not dead, are you? No, I'm working. But yeah, so DragonSlayer is going to be really interesting. And so, thanks to all my new subscribers, I'm currently at, I believe it is 8 celebration. But no, thanks a lot. Seriously, this is the dream. I'm living the dream partially. I'm really, you know, just extremely ecstatic to even be doing this. You know, like I said before, any comments, things that you like to see, such as tutorials, anything like that, just leave them in the description box below. Keep watching and having a great time, and help us get this art community to be as big as we could possibly get it. You know, all of that great stuff and all of those great things. At the end of this video, I will have the image of the finished inked product of this drawing of Gin. And, you know, thanks again. Peace, everybody.